Hi everyone, my name is Parth and I am back here with another video tutorial on C Sharp. This video talks about the concept of delegates, anonymous methods, lambda expressions, and events in C Sharp. So let's begin. I would be covering the following topics in this video tutorial. We will see what are delegates, then we'll see what do we mean by anonymous methods, lambda expressions, and finally we'll conclude by knowing what are events. So delegate in C sharp is nothing but it's similar to a function pointer in other languages such as C or C++. So basically a delegate is something which holds a reference of a function inside it. So the advantage of using a delegate is that it allows the developers to basically provide a reference to a method using it. So it could be a single method also. It could be multiple methods also. We can reference them using a single delegate, provided the syntax, I mean to say the declaration or the signature of delegate matches with that of the method. So when we define a delegate, we are basically telling the compiler that what kind of method a delegate of that type will represent. So a delegate will only represent those methods whose signature matches with that of the delegate we are creating. Now, a syntax of delegate is first we give the access modifier like public, private, protected, or internal, or even protected internal. Then we write delegate keyword. Then we write its return type. And then we write the delegate name and the bracket we can give the parameters. So it can have one parameter also or multiple parameter also. So very simple example, as you can see here is we are creating a delegate named perform calculation, which is returning an integer value. It's public, so it is accessible anywhere. And it's taking two integer parameters, x and y. So all those methods which have a similar signature and return type can be referenced using this delegate. There are specifically two types of delegates: single cast delegate and multicast delegate. So if we talk about single cast delegate, it's basically comes from system.delegate class and it contains a reference to only one method at a time. But if we talk about a multicast delegate, it basically it's derived from system.multicast delegate class and it can basically refer to or it can have pointers to multiple methods at a single time. But there is a condition that in multicasting, a single delegate which invokes multiple methods at the same time, the return type of all those delegate or the method is same, which is void always. There are some special delegates also which I used. So we'll discuss two of the special delegates here. So first one is action. So this is a generic delegate whose name is action. It's basically used to reference a method with a which has a void return type. So example is we write action, then we write the input parameters. So this is the syntax and a simple example how we declare a action delegate. The next is a func delegate. It's also a generic delegate and it invokes methods with a return type. So the example is we write func and then we write in the angle brackets, we write the input parameters. And then basically since it is returning a value, it's a has a return type. So basically we are also creating one out parameter. You can see here res for returning the value. So the difference is that action and func both are generic delegates, but action does not return any value. It has a void, I would say, data type or the return type, but func always have a return value. Next comes the concept of anonymous methods. So why is there a need of anonymous methods? So anonymous methods provide us a flexibility of passing the entire code block as a delegate parameter. Okay, so you can see here that in the example we have a delegate named del is taking an input parameter, and then you see that we are basically calling an anonymous method by basically passing that complete code block of the delegate inside it. So this is a very simple example of anonymous method. The advantage of using anonymous method is we can reduce the coding overhead. Like whenever you want to use a delegate and you want to pass some parameters or code and to basically execute its logic somewhere, we have to instantiate a delegate. We have to create the object. So using anonymous methods, we basically prevent instantiating delegates. So that basically reduces the coding overhead and we eliminate the need to create a separate method in turn. Next is lambda expressions. So lambda expression is an anonymous function only, which contains expressions and statements and are used to create delegates or expressions. So lambda expressions are can be or can be used in place of anonymous functions. Then they basically replace the anonymous functions with the help of you can see a lambda operator on the presentation. It's equal to sign and a greater than sign. So which is basically read as goes to. So here we see a example. We have a delegate named test delegate. Then you write any other logic, and the delegate is taking one string parameter s. Then after that, what you are doing is you are basically calling the delegate by using a lambda operator or a lambda expression. You can see n goes to, then you are writing the logic, whatever or the code block which you ever you want to execute. And then you are printing inside that code logic or the code block the value of string s. So basically lambda expressions basically are a shortened version which reduce basically less code we have to write in term if we compare it to normal delegate instantiation or anonymous methods. Finally, let's talk about events. So events are basically you can say triggering points that enable a class to notify other classes when something of interest occurs to them. So event basically follows the publisher subscriber model. So the class that sends or raises the event is known as publisher, and the classes that receive or handle the event are called subscribers. So a publisher is a single class, but we can have more than one subscriber. So we can have multiple classes that are ready to receive the event which is fired by the publisher. So the publisher here, the role of publisher is to determine when an event is raised. And subscribers determine what action is to be taken in response to that event. So next is the syntax for creating an event and a simple example. So you can see on the left hand side, the syntax is very simple. We write the access modifier here, public, we have written, and we write the keyword event. Then we write the name of the event, basically the event handler is is the name of the delegate, followed by the class name, and then we write finally the event name. Inside that, we can write our code, and this add and remove are basically methods you can say to add a subscriber or to remove a subscriber from a publisher. So right hand side, you see we have a user control, which is a publisher. So inside that code, we are declaring a delegate. Then we are creating an event based on the delegate, and when that event is firing, the event has been fired using that event. So when event is getting fired, it notifies the subscribed event. So you see, we are having multiple subscriber here, application one and application two. They both have been subscribed to this event. So when the event is fired from the publisher, they will get the notification, and they both have their own event handlers to handle the event. Now, let's say if you want to add one more subscriber, then we can use the add, which you can see on the left. And if you want to remove an existing subscriber, let's say we want to remove application 2 as a subscriber. Basically, application 2 wants to unsubscribe. So that we can use the remove in the code. Thank you very much. I hope you might have got some idea about this important topics in C Sharp. I will see you in some other video very soon. Thank you.